Good evening, race fans, and a very warm welcome to the F2 Division's fourth race of the championship, brought to you by GT Omega, Nelka Hall, Grid Finder and Driver 61. My name is Webbo. I'm here to take you through this fourth race of the championship, joined as ever by Lightning.
Hello everyone, great to be here.
Good to have you, Lightning. It's especially good when you are when you've charged your phone and you can help me out with the standings. But tonight I'll be doing it for everyone. Nitrogash heads our championship, winning the first race, coming second in the third race. Slightly worse position in Zandvoort, but hopefully able to get himself back on the podium. Ginger Tiger is in second place in the Aston Martin with a third and the last round he won. Followed by Cool, who has got 2 third places to his names. Office Red, Rusman, Ivan Beloff winning the second race, but DNFing the first and not taking part in the third race. But he's back tonight. And then we have Session Admin, Mr. Steen in 7th place, Smoke in 8th. Those are your drivers pretty much who are either at the top of the standings or who have scored a podium so far. And McLaren head the championship on 47 points, 5 clear of Alfa Romeo, followed by Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes and Williams, with actually Alpine yet to register a score on the board. But it's the fourth race. We had a great race yesterday in the F1 division, Lightning, and we're hoping for more of the same tonight.
Absolutely. And Mr. Steen is already out there on track, ready to set his first flying lap on the soft tyres at the moment, so we're not looking for the alternate strategy.
Smoke says it's a dry race today, so looks like we've got a nice fair fight out there. Michael, Luke and Smoke all say hi on the live chat. If you're joining us right now, especially if your name's Burmeister, say hello and make sure you tell us who you're here to support tonight. It's good to know who's got fans with us, who's maybe wins fans over a session, and what your predictions might be for tonight. Also, let us know if you're hearing things from another driver in a party chat. Bymester says evening all, which is great to hear from him. We heard from him yesterday in the press conference, and not one to listen to if you are faint of heart, shall we say, or slightly squeamish when it comes to language. But he's Dutch, so he gets to swear far more freely than the rest of us, I'm sure. Mr. Steen, though, Lightning, as you say, just going through the backstretch out of 130R, and he'll be starting his lap very soon.
Indeed. Mr. Steen, I believe he qualified in the top 3 in the first round, so I know he has the pace to fight for the wins and the pole positions. Gets a wide line to start his lap. Get a better straight line speed. Heading into the first turn, trail braking through here. Really easy to go wide. You want to be a little bit closer to that apex, but it's alright as it's a banker lap. Through the S's, up the hill, a left, right section. And he touches the curb and spins. There we go.
Too much left for Mr. Steen.
It certainly was.
Unfortunately, that one we'll rejoin with Nitrogas, Lightning, because he might be able to keep that lap alive a little bit more as he sees Mr. Steen mowing the lawn.
Going up the hill, you can go flat out there, but on those mediums it's nearly impossible. And then going through Degner 1 and 2, let's listen to the commitment. Not as fast as I was expecting him to go, but on those mediums and first lap of the day, I don't blame him. Into the hairpin. Really difficult to get the traction out of this corner here, but no oversteering moment for him. Keep to the right hand side preferably to shorten your run into spoon curve. Late braking. Really difficult corner this, but if you can hook it up right, you'll gain immense amounts of time. Heading up the hill, getting ready for one of the best corners on the track, 130R. Flat out through here. Keep to the inside preferably to get the better run through the Casio triangle. It's the apex on the first part and the second part. Preferably keep to the inside for the shorter run, but he chooses to go for the middle. And it's a 131.4, around a second off Ben Roberts on the soft compound.
Absolutely unusual to see him so much slower, but the medium tyres, I'm sure, fed into that. Ginger Tiger is just finishing a lap here in the Alfa Romeo. He's been there in the Alfa Aston Martin. He's been there or thereabouts for most of the season so far. Let's see what he's got in his first run as he goes P2, just pipping his teammate. But Simon Palmer has gone out and beaten both of them. Burmeister reckons it's going to be Kuipers, Simon Palmer and Ginger Tiger in that order for qualifying. So obviously we'll give him extra credit as Kuipers goes P3, a 1:29.997. So far the soft tyres working far better than the mediums, as you would expect, Lightning.
Yeah, I'm on board with Mr. Steen, who decided to go on another lap on the same compound of tyres he spun on. He's made it through Sector 1 unscathed, and it's looking incredibly fast at the moment.
Keep us updated as we see Steele coming through the Casio triangle. He's got the Ferrari up ahead. I'm not quite sure if that's Tirac or it must have been Smoke who goes P4. Steele goes P5. Smoke and Ivan Beloff have put in good times on those medium tyres, so maybe the track improving slightly, or maybe they're just better at getting those tyres up to speed than perhaps Mr. Steen was.
Just a bit more confidence on the first runs. Meanwhile, Mr. Steen is purple in Sector 2, so he's looking pretty good on his second outing.
Well, let's track with him then as we see Rusman going quicker as well. Mr. Steen, a new pole, a 1:29.165. That's a lot faster.
It was a very fast lap on board. Immense confidence throughout the entire lap.
Must be all that grass in the side pods.
Yeah, maybe. Helping him going along.
Extra downforce through the S's. Now he's clogged all his wing elements up with grass. But it's a 1:30.587 for Rusman as well. Not super impressive.
You're a savage, Webber. You're a savage.
I have to do my best. I have to say, I learned from the best, Lightning.
Oh right.
Well, Joe Hamster is heading towards Spoon. I've never understood why it's called Spoon. It doesn't really resemble a spoon.
It does.
Is it after the Spoon tuning factory in Japan, maybe, instead of the actual corner?
I think it's after the fact that it looks like a spoon.
Okay.
It just does. I mean,
Joe Hamster through the Casio triangle, slightly loose rear end as he backs the car in slightly. That's not a typical Red Bull kind of line. The front end planted on a Red Bull, but it's a 1:33.88 right in the middle of the road for Joe Hamster, and a just cool 1:32 left to go. Who again has been a quick and consistent driver so far this season. Looking for his first podium, I think, if I remember rightly from what I read out just about 4 minutes ago.
I don't remember.
Well, it's always nice to know you're being listened to. And cool 1:32 goes P8 on a 1:30.0.
Joe Hamster, sorry to interrupt, but he went very, very wide up the hill. Invalidated his lap. He was up on his time through Sector 1, but I'm afraid he will not be able to get an improvement.
Nitrogash is out on an outlap already. That's crazy how quickly he can get the car turned around. Maybe it's the McLaren team, but Eric Pancakes, yet to set a time, is on an outlap as well and about to start his main flying lap, so we'll give him a little bit of screen time as he rocks the Casper Ackermann helmet. Still hasn't changed that since last time out. And we get going, Lightning, with this lap. Let me know what you think to his approach in the first sector.
I will try and go on board. I've lost audio though. One sec. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. As Lightning sorts out his technical issues, we'll ride with Eric Pancakes. Seems quite smooth, staying off those apex curbs, pretty much staying clear of the exit curbs as well, which is a wise line to go when you haven't set a time yet. Through Degner 1, pretty well hooked up, perhaps too much speed, didn't get on the brakes early enough for Degner 2, missed the apex slightly. Eric Pancakes with some time being left out on the circuit at the moment, but he's got a car up in front as he tries to get the car comfortably out of the hairpin. It's Kuipers he passes with ease as he lifts off and heads towards the Spoon corner.
I have gained the audio back. He's currently 4 tenths down on Mr. Steen's first sector time. So going to be looking to improve that through the last 2 sectors.
Yeah, but job number 1 is of course to get yourself a time on the board. I see Nitrogash is on a lap as well. Let's just check in, see where he is. He's just started the lap, so we'll finish the lap with Eric Pancakes and jump to a Nitrogash shortly after. So hugs that pit wall. It's a 1:30.175. That's P9 for Eric Pancakes. Everyone's set a time so far, which is what we want to see. 6/10 though. Nitrogash apparently up in the first sector versus his personal best, and he needs that and a bit more to be up there challenging for the podium tonight.
Yeah, that's around half a second off Mr. Steen, but his first lap on softs has to get ready, has to get used to the extra grip that these tyres give out. Tadeli has crashed, I believe, in sector 1 on the second S.
And he only managed to set a 1:30.677. It wouldn't surprise me if that sets him at the back of the grid. Nitrogash 1.4 seconds faster than he's been before, right on the bubble here of being able to get himself well up the grid. Nitrogash then violently swings the car through the Casio triangle. It's a 1.5 second improvement, so 1:29.923, still some 0.8 or thereabout of a second slower than our pole sitter. Ivan Beloff though is out as well, and he's gone 1/10 faster in his first sector as he gets out of the hairpin. It's a long first sector, Lightning. There's a lot of time to be won and lost through there.
Yeah, that seriously is. It's all a matter of confidence that you have in your setup, primarily, because a lot of Japan setups are extremely oversteery, so you have to get one that you feel right with. And,
well, Tirak is just calling out Kuipers for blocking him on a fast lap. Unfortunately, I missed that, but Kuipers' start order might be under threat, or at least some sort of penalty after the effect. But it will all depend whether Tirak can actually get a lap planted. Ivan Beloff goes P2 with an impressive time of a 1:29.190, and as fun as it was last night watching F1 Lightning, the F2 division I think is actually closer.
I would agree. We did see that in Monza. We saw a millisecond separate the top 2, which is pretty impressive. And now we have 35 thousandths of a second.
And we still have the second or final runs to go. Smoke is going 0.3 faster than he's been before, and faster than anybody through sector 1. That might indicate he's got more downforce on the car, but we'll see as he has a little bit more full throttle moments through this section after the hairpin, and of course down the back stretch, and straight afterwards down the start finish straight. But generally speaking, a good first sector will indicate a higher downforce setting. So he runs the car out with a very nice line on the way out of Spoon 2, getting a cheeky toe off Kuipers, who's hanging around offline, and a purple middle sector for Smoke. This one could be a new pole position, potentially purpling the first 2 sectors. It's all about this Casio triangle. You can get it so wrong and you can get it so right. On the way out he goes. Smoke from P6 in the Ferrari goes to pole, a 28.994, the first of the 28s.
Beautiful lap there from Smoke. Not too far off our F1 pole, I believe.
Do you know, I think Helm got close to a 27 last night, if not a 27.
I was thinking about Livingwall.
Yeah.
Sorry, who got, I believe,
Mr. Steen is 0.3 faster, so if he can get the Casio triangle correct, he can get the pole position back. Lots of apex curb, Lightning.
You've got to be careful with the curbs at this track.
There he goes.
They're very dangerous.
He's got it. He's got the pole position of 28.8. Looks like Ginger Tiger has bailed this lap. Not able to keep pushing. His teammate is on a run, I think. Yes. So we'll see where his teammate comes through as he goes towards 1:30.
He's on a back off lap. He's,
right.
I think 7 seconds down. Ginger Tiger spun on a curb as soon as you were mentioning the curbs.
Yes. we had this last week where we kept mentioning drivers. You kept joining them on board, and they kept crashing. So we haven't been called out for it in the week, though. No one has blamed us, so I think we can keep going.
Yeah, they only have themselves to blame.
No complaints to the bosses for curses. Well, Tirac is P15, but he's going quicker. Oh, what, 0.3 through the first sector. Looks slightly over speedish in the Degnas, possibly, like he was just struggling to catch up with the car. Wasn't really ahead of it. The hairpin was good though. And most of the cars in the pits now to go for their second runs, get prepared. 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Fourth race of the season. We've had 3 winners so far, just like we did in F1, but we're hoping for a 4th different winner today.
That'd be nice to see. Steele is on an outlap and he's just starting it now through the Casio Triangle. Purple
for Tirac in the second sector.
Oh,
this could be much better, and the person most relieved about this might be Kuipers. If Tirac can get himself up the grid, he runs wide and it's a P4. So lost time through sector 3 and sector 1, but his middle sector was better than anybody else's. So we'll go straight on board with Steele, who is into turn 3.
I was very confident on the curbs there. I thought he was going to spin. You either have to take a lot or none at all through this track.
Looks like he's upset his balance though, Lightning, through the second part of the S's.
Yeah, he went a bit wide there off the hill. But on this game, this is incredibly difficult track.
Absolutely, he's on the edge of the limit here. You can tell just hanging on to this Williams. Of course, all the cars in the F2 division are on equal performance. If you want to know how the drivers go with randomly allocated realistic performance championship, of course, tune in on Thursday night, same time here on this channel. If you subscribe, of course, you'll get notified whenever we go live on Invictus Racing League. But we do have a realistic performance league on a Thursday.
We certainly do, and it is quite fun. I have been transferred over to the realistic performance league. It's quite interesting to see.
Oh, nice.
I used to not like it, but it's all right now. It's all right.
Steele then goes for the line. He gets 1 place up into P9. Rosman was quick earlier, and he's got a nice run behind Joe Hamster here, who I think might be on a cool-down lap.
Steen took an interesting line there.
Steen's on an outlap, isn't he? So whether that's a tyre warm-up technique or he was anticipating somebody passing him, Rosman will get a good run here because Joe Hamster is up ahead, going at full throttle down the backstretch. Is Joe Hamster actually on a second time run here? Let's check out with him. He is on a second time run on these soft tyres. He's going for it. Maybe he had to bail the first attempt, and he goes P14 as Rosman crosses the line in P11. Starts again another lap.
Ivan Belov is also on a lap, just halfway through sector 2. A little bit of a mistake through the S's, but he still managed to be up on his time.
Well, he's only got 3, maybe 4 tenths off the pole at the moment. Oh, throttle on across, straddling the curb.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's yeah, that's a guy pushing very hard indeed. He was close.
Once he had that throttle halfway through spoon like that, he's going to go wide on the exit. It was inevitable.
It was. Smoke is on a good lap. I'll just check out Steen as well. Steen's in the gravel, so Steen won't defend this pole position. It's all about whether Smoke can carry on. He runs to the absolute limit. Looked like he was right on the line with the inside tyre there on the exit of spoon 2. That's probably quick. It's a 55/100th of a second improvement so far through the middle sector. Smoke could get this right at the end. Oh, that looked very loose indeed. Missed the second apex, and it's too much. He's bailed from that one. Unfortunately, Smoke will not challenge for pole position. Ginger Tiger has got a 2/10 up on his time so far. I don't think that's good enough to take pole, of course, but I think it might be better than P9. Let's see where he gets that Aston Martin. Up to P6 for Ginger Tiger, and his teammate just behind him as well.
He's finishing his lap. I think he's only a 10th up at the moment.
Here we go then. Again, takes P9. So Aston Martin 6th and 9th on the board. Of course, Eric Pancakes, Tadelli, Smoke and Steen have retired. Everyone else has picked up the checkered flag. I think that's our grid so far. Steen, Smoke, Beloff, Palmer, Tirac, Ginger Tiger, Kuipers, Cool, Ben Roberts, Rusman, Steele, Nitrogash, Mr. Pancakes, Mr. Hamster, and Tadelli. Your 17 runners so far. Burmeister, I'm afraid his prediction was way off, unfortunately, although I think there's a little bit of partiality going into his predictions. I know I think he said that Kuipers is his brother-in-law, and Rent says Tirac could be one for the podium. He's a good tyre manager, and it's a high deck circuit, so that will come into play tonight. Lightning. It
certainly is a high dig circuit, and more than that, it's a high temperature circuit. After the first sector, your tyres will be very, very hot. Even in qualifying, it happens. So something to be wary of. Lower the tyre pressures, lower the fuel, and should help that problem.
Exactly. Well, as I read through before, it's Steen, Smoke, Beloff, your top three. Palmer, Tirac, Ginger, and then Kuipers, Cool, Ben Roberts and Rusman, all on the soft tyres. Then with free choice of tyre, the Croatian Mr. Steele, followed by Nitrogash, Eric Pancakes, Joe Hamster, and Tadelli, or Tadell.
I thought it was Tadelli.
Yeah. It's the way that this game renders a capital I and an L. Sorry, a lowercase I and an L is it's very difficult to tell the difference. Burmeister says Kuiper should have the magic tyre setup. Does that mean he's given him his setup? And Ren says he can't predict who will win this. What about you, Lightning? What's your call for the winner tonight?
I'm hoping Smoke sends it up the inside of Steen into turn 1, and we have a battle for the lead between those two all race. That'd be nice. Yeah,
a Smoke win would be popular, I'm sure.
He won last race, so that would stop the different winners every race, though.
No, Smoke came second last time out. The last race was won by Ginger Tiger, officially, in the standings.
He got a penalty.
He must have done.
Oh no.
So we're waiting on Smoke, on Office, on Rusman at the top end, and on Mr. Steen to win.
What happened was Ginger Tiger got his penalty removed. That's what happened.
Got it.
Yeah. Because we were in the interviews, and he said that he might be able to get it removed, and it eventually happened. So, yeah, a smoke win would continue on the different winners every race.
Rent says Nitro and Rusman he thinks they're lacking confidence through the first corners, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Good spot, Rent. Thanks for that.
I think we're on the 2022 game because the cars are porpoising there, and they're dancing in the bottom right.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, getting with the program.
And that's quite funny.
That marshal in the foreground, he gets to every track, you know.
Yeah, he's
We have Caucasian marshals at nearly every track worldwide as well.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide, going everywhere.
It's a little bit weird. Looks like we're going to have a dry race as well for this fourth race in the championship. Yeah, Grand Prix is another way of saying race, indeed. I was trying to think of the number of the race in the championship rather than anything else. But Ren says Eric, Steen, Smoke and Tirac for the podium. So he's picking 4 drivers for 3 places. That's a little bit hedging your bets, Rents. Come on, let's have the order you think they're definitely going to finish. And for Burmeister as well. For Michael, Luke, let us know. And anyone else who's watching, while you're waiting for this countdown to go, please press the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Follow us on socials at Invictus RL, at WebORed5, and Lightning's having one of his times when he has decided not to take part in Twitter, I believe.
Yeah, I deleted my Twitter account.
Well,
So, hey,
Harry's given us a nice compliment, which are always welcome. I won't be so big-headed as to read it out on stream, but we always appreciate a compliment or two. Thanks for that, Harry. Luke Bailey confirms he's got an illegal overtake on the safety car restart. That's right, because of a lap car letting drivers past. So that is difficult for the lapped driver. I do recall this now last week. The lap driver wants to do the honourable thing and let the cars go, but as he does so on the restart, everyone picks up penalties, and it is a little bit bogus.
I never understood why they don't let lap cars go past in the game. They certainly let it in real life.
Yes, yes. It's sort of a lottery as to how many they decide to let go on any given race. I just noticed the Red Bulls starting 13th and 14th out there. And everyone on softs, apart from Steel, Nitrogash, Eric Pancakes and Tadeli. Make sure, if you're watching as well, of course, you can share the video with your mates, share them with any fans of the drivers that are racing tonight as well, because we should be on for a good one here. Nice close battles in qualifying, usually translates to close racing. We got through the entire race last night without a safety car. I don't know how we did it, but I'm absolutely amazed if we get through a second one on the trot at this kind of a circuit without a safety car tonight.
Yeah, it's very easy to spin. We saw a lot of spins last race, but no into the barrier spins.
Luke, Rents is not gonna give us a definite prediction. He's still gonna stick with those four. So I think I'm gonna pick tonight. I think I'm gonna pick Ivan Belov. Actually,
he is very fast. He is very fast. I'm gonna go with Smoke. I think he deserves a win after.
Definitely. I think it'd be a popular win to see Smoke out there as well after losing one in the stewards room last week. A little reminder and a thank you to our sponsors, Nelcut Hall, GT Omega, to gridfinder.com and to Driver 61, without whom we would not go racing with as much quality or commitment. But an interesting camera angle just witnessed on Ivan Belov's car, actually, just staring up the reverse angle of the halo. But I'll try and get you a good camera angle. Forgive me while I flick around. The game is a little bit difficult with that. I'll try and give you as much screen real estate as possible as well. But come on now, let's get us a nice tower, a nice view of the start. This is the 4th round of the championship in Invictus Racing League. It's lights out and go, go, go. Very even start from majority of the drivers, but Ivan Belov perhaps with the best run. He's got right up behind, he's got the Ferrari already. Will he challenge the Williams at the front of Mr. Steen? Not quite, but Ivan Belov moving up the Ferraris together, 3rd and 4th. Looks like Simon Palmer in 5th position for Mercedes. Ginger Tiger in 6th for Aston Martin. Cool and Joe Hamster dropping down, although Joe Hamster seems to have got loads of places in that first move, Lightning.
Joe Hamster's had a fantastic start. Cool had a brilliant launch, but Kuiper's managed to overtake him around the outside in the S section. They were side by side for a few corners, and he's back into the same position. Ginger Tiger keeping an eye on Simon Palmer, keeping his nose clean.
Well, if Joe is watching the stream back later, hopefully he'll post his point of view for his start, because I think that was 13th up to 10th in the first few meters of the race. It's Mr. Steen, Ivan Belov and Smoke with his teammate Tirak behind him. Simon Palmer, Ginger Tiger. Tirak has temporarily left the session, unfortunately, so hopefully we'll get him back in the seat shortly. But Ginger Tiger challenging Simon Palmer as they go through 130R. We'll need to crank a little bit more steering angle as he needs to anticipate the aero wake. There's no way through. He's trying to actually go through Simon Palmer slightly there as he introduces his front wing to Simon Palmer's diffuser. Mr. Steen gets the initial fastest lap, of course, after being the closest to the start-finish line. And Ginger Tiger just making a nuisance of himself in the mirrors. Joe Hamster's picked up another place on the inside of Rusman and is absolutely on the move. He's put the lead lap soft tyres on, Lightning, and he's away.
Yeah, he's done quite well already. Russman is looking quite wobbly through the S section.
Well, an initial look at places climbed. It's 5 up for Joe Hamster so far, 6 down for Ben Roberts as Ivan Beloff tries the inside move into the hairpin, as we witness from Smoke's point of view. They'll go side by side on the way, on the approach, and they both crash out. Lightning, they've both gone, and I think they've crashed across the circuit. It's Ivan Beloff out of the race, confirmed. As they tried to go side by side, it didn't happen. Contact between the two leaders, and that's handing Smoke the lead out here. Ginger Tiger dropping back, and the VSC has been enabled. Drivers just catching back up, but a massive moment there.
Wow.
Just watch it back on the replay on the stream, and they've just driven each other off the circuit. The leader, Mr. Steen, seemingly understeering into Ivan Beloff, and they're both knocked back. Mr. Steen somehow has recovered back to P4. If he's managed to do that without side pod damage, I'll be surprised. He dives into the pits.
Wing damage, I think.
Okay.
He's in the pits. Virtual safety car.
Big moment in the race.
How is that not a safety car, though?
Rents harking back to Prost Senna. I'm not quite sure. I think we might be just slightly too early, but Ivan Beloff wiped out of that race.
So, Steen, do you think it was his mistake?
Honestly, I've looked at it twice now. Feels like Mr. Steen could have given room on the outside.
Oh, and he spun on the exit as soon as he pits. He spun on the curb, and he's sideways. So his extra pit stop, or his pit stop that's going to be benefited by the virtual safety car, his advantage has been negated by that spin.
Yeah, Ivan has come into the chat. Ivan, you can rewind the stream, because honestly it doesn't get much better. I was watching from the perspective of Smoke, couldn't have had a much better view, and I have to say, without the benefit of seeing both point of views that the stewards will have, they'll have all the right camera angles, but from my first and second looks, it does look like unfortunately Mr. Steen, with a misjudgment, either he wasn't anticipating Ivan Beloff to keep the foot in, which would be slightly naive, Lightning, or he just understeered wide into Ivan Beloff. I don't imagine it was deliberate. We go green flag racing though. It's lap 3. Smoke, your pick for the win, who's out there in front with his teammate just behind him, which you couldn't wish for better, really. Ginger Tiger is behind Simon Palmer in 4th place, and then Cool and Kuipers. Cool just getting past Kuipers, actually. Kuipers perhaps a little bit underwhelming on the restart. Joe Hamster's right behind him.
Joe Hamster is looking incredibly fast. I've seen from him, he's always very quickly spun. There we go. Okay.
Thankfully he ghosted, but no, the McLaren lost an end plate.
Yep, he's not got a wing.
Was that Rusman? Oh, it was Rusman rather than Nitrogash, the championship leader. So Nitrogash is in P7 and making his way up the field, but unfortunately Joe Hamster, of course I don't laugh at Joe Hamster, I simply laugh at the inconvenience of what Lightning said as he said it.
I was about to say, I know Joe Hamster's incredibly fast, but sometimes he makes mistakes, and then he makes a mistake.
We'll believe you. We'll believe you.
Okay. He's his teammates on the back of Russman going up the inside of Spoon. Oh, is it going to be contact?
Oh, that was a squeeze. Rusman very generous, really, on the inside there. In fact, he's lost out, but he's got that missing front wing end plate on the McLaren. He's going to need to head into the pits. We've managed to avoid another safety car despite the debris, very clearly identifiable as McLaren end plate on the S's. Unfortunately, the car did not ghost in time of Joe Hamster, and that's cost Rusman. As you say, Smoke with the new fastest lap. On lap 5, it's Smoke, Tirac, the Ferraris on top, followed by Simon Palmer, Ginger Tiger, Cool, and Kuipers close behind. Nitrogash, championship leader, currently riding P7 with a couple of lucky runs there, having managed to navigate Joe Hamster and Ivan Beloff's accidents. Michael,
Joe Hamster.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Joe Hamster, despite that spin, is still 4 places up from his start position. So, and he's got 100% battery, so he's going to be looking to hunt down his teammate.
Yeah, he's kept that alive, although Rusman won't be very impressed, given that he hit him unavoidably. Michael says it was an unlucky crash. Burmeister disagrees and says it was pretty easy to avoid. So let us know what your take on the first view of the big accident between the leaders is. Where do you place blame at this stage?
Was Michael talking about the Joe Hamster crash though?
I guess we could do with the clarification. I'm not entirely sure. Ginger Tiger is right behind Simon Palmer and has got a better run through 130R. Simon Palmer defends to the inside, sweeps to the outside, misses the apex in the Casio triangle. Joe Hamster will be right underneath that gearbox with the benefit of DRS. Simon Palmer's drifted back from Tirac, and here goes Ginger Tiger. An easy overtake, but well deserved when it comes to sticking with the car in front through that second and third sector and up into P3 for Ginger Tiger. No penalties on the board yet.
There is a crash between Cool and Kuipers. Cool has spun around. I'm not sure if that was Kuipers' fault or not. I don't think so.
I wouldn't say things like that with Burmeister around, Lightning, but...
I said I don't think so. I was worried.
Yeah, Burr would not be happy with this. Ren says 150 G-force impact crash brought to you by AWS. So we haven't had that yet, but yeah, a good call. Simon Palmer is nice and close behind the car in front, and this is what we saw last night, Lightning. The gaps opening out already. Just Simon Palmer and Steele in range of the car in front of them, within DRS range, and it's only lap 6.
I think that Simon Palmer's going to have a go at Ginger Tiger here. Maybe do the same move that Ginger did on him. He will have the slipstream all the way down and up the hill and then into 130R. He's using his ERS. Ginger Tiger has 40 and Simon has 60%. So he will have the advantage in terms of horsepower.
Yeah, he'll need to get a little bit closer. He's currently just under 6/10 as they approach the DRS detection zone. I think that's just ahead at the Casio Triangle. And then they get released into the DRS. It's a very short DRS range here down at the start-finish straight. It's not enough to close that kind of gap. He needs to get a lot closer, Lightning.
Yeah.
And Joe Hamster is pitted very early on the soft tyres. Is there a front wing going on there? There is.
Yes,
yeah.
there is. Must have had damage from that, from the impact with Russman.
Second set of softs, am I seeing correctly? Second
Yes,
set of
it
softs
is.
on Joe Hamster, so a soft medium approach here. We saw that work for a couple of drivers yesterday, but typically you try and drag this out into a one-stop race, and of course you've got Mr. Steen, Rusman and Tadelli who have gone onto hard tyres and will want to run those to the end unless we get a proper safety car in action. Steele and Simon Palmer still looking about even on the cars in front of them. But on lap 7, it's Smoke and Tirac still holding the lead from Ginger Tiger, Simon Palmer, Kuipers, Nitrogas, Steele, Eric Pancakes, Cool and Mr. Steen, your top 10. Some of those soft runners have already pitted, so the top 5 are still on their start tyres on the softs. The rest of the top 10 also still on their, well, the rest of the top 9 still on their start tyres, but on mediums, and Cool 132 on the softs as well.
Russman's going to be happy with himself because he's managed to undercut Joe Hamster, the man who gave him the damage. So he's probably going to be holding him up in this second
He
set.
is going to be holding him up, yeah,
softs.
pretty soon. As Joe Hamster comes up behind, I think he might have a run here. They go approaching Spoon.
I thought Tyra had crashed, but he's just pitting, thankfully.
Okay. He's gone onto hard tyres, Lightning, on lap 8. That's a little bit of a surprise. We want to try and get through to the mediums, but maybe overdriving slightly to stay with his teammate or hold off Ginger Tiger. We'll see as he goes onto the hard tyres. That's pretty much all you can do if you're using the tyres more than you imagine. Joe Hamster is closed right up to the back of Rusman here. I think he'll have a go towards the turn 1, which Simon Palmer almost does the same. Here he goes then, Joe Hamster, DRS, Rusman defends to the inside, at least putting up something of a defence, but it's not enough. Joe Hamster runs wide, very wide, and Rusman manages to get side by side with him. They're going to go very close. Rusman gets a good run through turn 4. That's a very creative line from Rusman, and I think he's managed to block off Joe Hamster and successfully. Wow, very, very impressive.
That was amazing racing. He's going to be incredibly frustrated with Joe, so he's not going to make this easy at all. And this is proof of how hard he's going to be defending.
Yeah, he made Joe Hamster go the long way round down the start-finish straight. That put Joe Hamster on the marbles, and such as they are at this early stage of the race. And Joe just couldn't get the car turned into turn 2.
Well, Joe has substantially more ERS than Russman here, so through 130R there might be some moves. Simon Palmer and Kuipers into the pits. Simon for the mediums and Kuipers also for the mediums.
Yeah, Burmeister saying the magic setup paying off. I'm not sure lap 8 is a magic setup, end of lap 8 for the tyre saving. I think he needs a little bit of work on that.
Burmeister managed to go to lap 12 on those softs, so...
Right. Right, so a bit of work to do for his brother-in-law Kuipers to match. Oh wow, look at how close Joe Hamster is here now.
Wow, that is very bad for Russman. He is draining his ERS 10% for Russman there.
Will Joe Hamster
go wide?
Yeah, I think he's just...
Oh,
he does go slightly wide, but he's just caught the car. Yeah, Russman not able to slip up the inside again this time. Very, very close. Yeah, Joe
and
Hamster.
he spun again. He spun again. He did the same mistake. Russman
is that the curb again?
was in the exact same position as he was before, but Joe Hamster ghosts at the perfect time this time.
It's turn 5. Was it the inside or the outside curb at turn 5 for Joe Hamster? Inside curb. Oh,
just
Joe.
Like
oh, Joe. We feel for you because we've all made the same mistake running races like this. Charlie Harris's Simon Palmer is amazing. I didn't realise that Simon Palmer was one of the Foxy Charlie type kind of mates, but we'll see. In fact, Burmeister didn't even have his enemy club join him last night of Foxy to rag on him. So
it's a bit cruel. Poor Burmeister.
He did very well though. He did have a good race yesterday. Absolutely. So it's Steel and Nitrogash, Eric Pancakes and Cool so far, yet to pit, but Smoke is ahead of Tirak. Tirak's gone on to hard tyres, so he's going to have a very different challenge in front of him, probably be holding off Ginger Tiger for a little while. Simon Palmer's right with Ginger Tiger now, Lightning.
Simon Palmer is looking very fast on better tyres. I believe better tyres. I'm not sure who pit first.
Well, they're equal actually. They've just come out of the pits together. So he had a better in lap, I think. Ginger Tiger, that he had a bit more of a gap to the driver in front. Kuipers is in 9th at the moment, although of course he has stopped. The 4 drivers at the front of the field have yet to stop.
All up 10 positions each. Oh, yellow flag. It's Joe Hamster again, and he's out. That was the slowest crash I've ever seen in my life. Safety car.
We do. Right. Okay. So it looks like he's got as far as turn 6 this time, Joe Hamster, before spinning. So yeah, full on safety car. There we go. That's going to help Steel, Nitrogash, and Eric Pancakes. Nitrogash didn't need any more of a helping hand in this championship. I'm not saying he got there by luck, but he's already leading the championship into this 4th race. Steel in, Nitrogash in, Eric Pancakes I'm assuming will do exactly the same thing, although they're on the medium tyres, so I'm not quite sure what choice they go for here. They go onto softs today.
Go onto the softs. That is ambitious.
So going to try and run 17 laps on the softs. I'm not sure that's impossible, but it's certainly going to be a very, very strong challenge.
That is impossible.
Smoke's on softs. Sorry, softs on mediums. We'll quote you on that then, Lightning. So...
Steel is on hard tyres, and
that's a smarter choice.
Nitro is on soft, so very big disparity there.
I think everybody has, in fact, stopped now, so we can get a better view of the places gained. Mr. Steen not really profiting strongly. He's gone down 10 places. Of course, that accident with Ivan Beloff will sort out...
Oh, and he spun. He did the same mistake. He's done the same mistake exiting the pits. I need to reset to track. Oops.
Yeah, unfortunately I caught that on stream as well, Mr.
Yeah,
Steen.
I caught it on my POV as well.
Mr.
I
Steen.
think he might be frustrated by doing it again. The admin, I believe, isn't he?
I'm sure. I'm sure that Ivan Beloff will report that as well. Frankly, and if I were in his seat, I'd probably do the same thing. Up 5 places go Steel, Nitrogash and Eric Pancakes on a more positive note. Up 4 is Tedeli, although profiting from at least 3 drivers' incidents behind him. Simon Palmer, the only driver in the top 9 where he started.
Okay. That's quite funny.
Have you seen Joe Hamster's comment in the live chat?
No, because my phone's not got any battery.
Okay, sorry, he says he hit the wall at 5 miles.
I was on board with him. Oh my god.
And it broke suspension.
I need to clip it.
I remember one of my first racing league I was commentary on. We have a friend in common who did exactly the same thing at the top of Radion and managed to just the most gentle front wheel dismantling I've ever seen.
Oh wow. I think he was right behind me in that race and I was so happy.
Well, we do apologise, Joe. It's been a difficult race. I'm sure he picked up damage. Tedeli's picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, trying to come in anger in the safety car. There's no need to rush into the pit lane under safety car conditions.
Well, it's actually an interesting strategy there from Tedeli. He was in last place, so he had to go on the hards because softs won't make it. So now he's pitting, only losing 1 spot to go on the mediums, but gained a penalty, which is going to not help.
No, but he's got himself, on the right tyres now to see him through? Yeah, on a set of mediums should be good. Lightning says Nitrogash and Eric Pancakes will definitely have to stop again. I'm not so sure. I think they might limp through this, but we'll see.
No.
Okay.
I think Nitro has to pit, seriously. I mean, 15 laps on softs? Burmeister did 12. You might be right.
No, Joe confirming that he had underfloor damage. We might need to see proof of that, Joe, but I'm sure we believe Joe. Yeah, it was the car was obviously a handful after the first spin. So yeah,
getting hit in the side by Russman so much so that he broke his wing. It's going to be I think we're on simulation damage or at least full damage.
Yeah,
so quite easy to get damage like that.
Brent says congratulations on driving the first F1 car made out of glass. So
poor
the
Joe.
banter's strong tonight. Very good form, everybody, which we like to see. We haven't got enough likes on the video yet, so I'm going to ask you again while we're under safety car orders to go like the video for us tonight. Smoke leads from Tirac. Could be a Ferrari 1-2 tonight at the moment. They certainly seem in good form. Safety car confirms it is coming in this lap, so the field has compressed quite quickly. It's only lap 12, and Smoke and Tirac will need to open out that gap again. Perhaps a little bit of working together. If they're smart, they'll be in a party, and they'll Smoke will tell Tirac when he goes. But we'll wait for confirmation. We ride with Ginger Tiger. When does Smoke go? Is it the exit of the Casio Triangle? I think so. Tirac's had a big slip-out moment, but then Ginger Tiger does the same thing on these cold tyres. Tirac is on freezing cold, hard tyres. These are going to be difficult on this first lap. Ginger Tiger moving around in the braking zone behind him, which he's got every right to do. And Tirac running wide. That's going to open the door for Smoke to move away and Ginger Tiger to catch up. It's Smoke, Tirac, Ginger and Simon, Kuipers and Steele. Your top 6 on lap 13 as we go green racing.
That weaving from the top guys there was quite in sync.
Well, it's interesting that we've picked up a YouTube warning, a YouTube comment in the live chat to say abide by our community guidelines. Is that a gentle reminder? Someone mentioned a certain Russian president a moment ago, so I wonder if that's got anything to do with it. Nitrogash P7 closing in behind Steele here. will be in a good position here. Soft tyres against hards. Might actually be able to have a challenge down into the Casio Triangle before the DRS is re-enabled.
Could have a run. DRS levels are very high after this safety car restart, so everybody's going to have peak power performance. So I'm not sure many moves will be able to happen unless there's a big disparity in setups.
Yeah, I was hoping perhaps the difference in tyre might make it work, but not so for Nitrogash yet. He's trying to use Steel's slipstream, but again, there's very little overlap possible down the start-finish straight just on ERS deployment alone, unless the car in front makes a mistake. So I read out the top 6. It's Nitrogash in 7th. Remember, our championship leader from Eric Pancakes, Cool, Rusman, Mr. Steen, Ben Roberts and Tadeli. Your 13 runners remaining. We've only lost 2 so far, but we have picked up a fair amount of penalties on the board already as well. Cool, 132.
Yeah, he's right on the back of Eric Pancakes, but a bit of a wobble on the exit of Degner 2 as Eric went wide on the exit of Degner 1. So each making their own mistakes, but looking close. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, so they'll only be able to use it on the start-finish straight though.
So Smoke has picked up a 1.4 second gap to Tirac, who needs a little bit more. I mean, 8 tenths is a good gap to have, but not as good as over a second, of course. 8 tenths should be able to repel the driver's move from behind you. Cool 132, about a quarter of a second here behind Eric Pancakes, but even that is not enough through 130R and into the braking zone of the Casio Triangle. Smoke with a new fastest lap at 131.916 as we mark our 48th comment on the video tonight, which is excellent to see.
Clearly that means we should have 48 likes. I know it's by the same people, but they can just make another account.
That's true, that's true. And we've got 14 live viewers right now, which we hope to more than double over the course of the week to come. But the likes are not equal to the live viewers yet, and I'm not quite sure what you want if you're not liking what you've seen so far. Simon Palmer is in 4th place and is closing on the back of Ginger Tiger at quite a rate of knots, perhaps too much as he goes through the Degners. You need to be patient as to when to make the move here, Lightning, because you can all too easily get spoon wrong, and you then suffer all the way down to turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a critical stage of the track, spoon. Meanwhile, Nitro and Steel, they swap places, so Steel must have gone extremely wide at the hairpin, and Nitro with their soft compound has overtaken him. So
championship leader up to P6, but really needs to get a move on and get moving up this grid, especially if he's got to stop again, and I'm sure he will, having put softs on. Well, yeah, I would imagine so, unless he wants to risk a puncture at the end of this race.
I'm pretty sure Livingwall went from lap 5 to the end on mediums, and he had 75%, so the softs will
Ginger Tiger
80.
might be challenging here for Tirac's 2nd place. He's right up behind Tirac.
He has the speed. Will he send it in the second part of the corner? No, he can't.
Eric Pancakes gets past Steel though. Yeah, you've just seen what I've seen. And Cool 132 right on the back of that as well. So these guys in the midfield, really close racing. Nice train forming behind Eric Pancakes here. Down to P12, which is Ben Roberts on the back of this train.
Ooh. Cool, looking up the inside, up the left-hander there, the end of Sector 1. Interesting overtaking spot.
When the drivers are of this high quality and this high speed, it'd be very unusual to make a move in the S's.
Oh, he's looking for a send of the hairpin, and he makes it work. Cool. Will he get the better traction? No, he doesn't. Still has the better exit there.
Steel was very wise to leave a car's width on the apex of the hairpin and be able to use the banking on the mid part of the corner just to power out into the higher grip exit line, make it work.
Currently got 30% ERS, and Cool has 65, and he's draining it here, and he might be able to make a move at the Casio Triangle and then get the DRS off of Eric, so he'll be safe on the straight.
Makes
Around
him
the
go the long
outside.
way round. This is going to need some more cooperation. He tries the switch back. I wonder if he might have been better hanging out on the outside on there, Lightning, because Steele was shaping to the outside already, but no, he's going to go for it. They've both got DRS. Down the start-finish straight. This one's going to be dicey as they head towards turn 1. It's difficult to hang it out wide, but cool 132 with slightly better grip out there than Steele manages to get the car stopped. And that required really skillful trail braking to get that car down there into the corner.
That's a beautiful move there from Cool. Cooperation from both drivers, so no one taking advantage of the track to push anybody wide. So great racing.
Absolutely.
Oh, and there's a huge crash there for the Red Bull of Eric Pancakes. In the exit of Degner 1.
Degner 1.
Went a little bit too wide, and he's smashed into the wall, no front wing.
So Red Bull really in the wars tonight, really struggling. Of course, the Degner corners catch out even the on-track F1 drivers. But
I think Mr. Steen has an issue here. He's so slow at the moment. Oh no, it was Steele that must have went wide. And
Steele's on the hard tyres, and you only need to go offline on the hard tyres, and they go off in their operating temperature so quickly. So Eric Pancake's dropping down to the tail of the grid now. His race is over unless we can get another safety car out there. And if he's the one who triggers it, it's not going to do him any favours. Oh, a little bit of banger racing going on as the McLaren of Rusman stops. Yeah, that's super close. It looks like Steele, as you called out, really struggling right now on these hard tyres. He was derating after Rusman. Do they touch on the way into turn 1? I think they do, and Ben Roberts sneaks up the inside as well.
Wow, Steele, I believe, from P6 down to P11 in around 4 or 5 laps, sorry. Ben Roberts all over the back of Rusman here. Rusman with 14% ERS, so he's struggling in terms of power.
You could have this situation where drivers picking the softs or the hards 6 laps ago could end up needing to stop again, because the hards won't go quickly and the softs won't go to the end. Could be a very interesting situation. Eric Pancakes has stopped now on lap 18 for soft tyres. That's about right. 11 laps towards the end on light on fuel should be fine for him. But Smoke holds on to the lead. And in fact, he's extended that lead out to 3.5 seconds. Ginger Tiger is within DRS range of Tirac, but probably not within striking distance. But Simon Palmer very much is. If Ginger Tiger can if he can make Ginger Tiger slip out of DRS range, Lightning, I think Simon Palmer will get past him.
Also, Ginger Tiger with 15% ERS, he's going to have substantially less engine power compared to Simon Palmer. Put Tyra on 3%. He's going to go very slowly.
Looks like Ben Roberts going for a move. Ben Roberts on Rusman. Nice easy pass, really. I saw him get very close as they went towards Casio Triangle and got it done. So he's run wide though as well, and we know Rusman likes to come back at a driver through turns 2 and 3. He
certainly does. He nearly made the same mistake as Joe Hamster there. Turn 4. Got to be careful of that curb. Barely anybody has any ERS to play with at the moment.
Could call turn 4 the hamster wheel.
That's a good idea. Yes.
I'm sure Joe will appreciate that.
Race here again. That's what we're going to call it.
Well, Simon Palmer is now a quarter of a second behind Ginger Tiger. They're on very even. This is all about driver skill and consistency here. Goes down to half a second behind Ginger Tiger, which is just too far away, really, to manage to make a move. But he might be close enough if he can just gain a little. But Tirac has actually slipped back. Ginger Tiger has gained a little on Tirac, and so of course he'll get that DRS and really hamper Simon Palmer's attempts here.
I think Steele has damage, surely. He's sliding all over the place on those hard tyres. It's not looking good.
Yeah, a real race of attrition for certainly Joe Hamster, Eric Pancakes and Steele tonight. It's been a difficult one. Ivan Beloff, I don't think had any real issue other than trying to fight for the lead.
Yeah, on only lap 2 and he's out.
Yeah.
Your prediction didn't last very long.
No. Thanks for the reminder.
My one, however, is dominating.
Well, should we join him on board? Like
No. No.
Would you like to make some sort of statement about how he's going to win?
Also no.
Also no.
I do have wood next to me, so
okay.
Hopefully Smoke wins. Touch wood. There we go.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, I mean, Smoke, he did everything right last race, and we thought he had it, but he was slightly in doubt when we talked to him, and it turned out to be the right call in the end. I think Simon Palmer might be getting very close here, but it's just that DRS on Ginger Tiger on the car in front that's going to be causing the
Nitro.
problems.
He has pit, as you predicted, for another set of the softs. Championship leader. A second bad race in succession, P1, P2, and then I think P9 and now P12.
Oh, massive
DNF
for Simon Palmer. Slips off the circuit, following behind Ginger Tiger, wipes out the front corner of the car, and we go for a safety car. Another massive moment
for Nitro, our championship leader.
That's true, and I think everyone will come in for softs now, Lightning, surely.
I'm not sure, because Smoke, this is critical for him, because if he doesn't pit and everybody else does, he is done for. And if he pits and no one else does, then he's also done for.
Yep. So he's got to decide what his best decision is. What do you do in his seat here? Do you stay out?
Slow down a lot. Wait and see what people behind me do.
Well, you can't wait to see what people behind you do for a pit stop.
Well, you slow down a lot, I guess.
But I mean, I think I'd rather track position than knowing you were giving it up. It's just a bit of a coin toss as to what everyone else behind him does. Of course, if he can hold that gap that he's got now, then he will minimise his loss if people behind him don't pit. I think most people will pit, though, frankly.
Especially in the lower half, I think they will pit. The hard tyre runners possibly are going to want to get off those tyres.
No, he's not doing it. He's not doing it.
Neither has Tyra. Or will Ginger pit? No, he has not.
Well, this is a big surprise to me, honestly. And of course, that will trigger everybody else to not do the same thing. But maybe those rearmost runners will. Rusman, there you go. And Tadeli behind. And I think that's the thing. If you see a car in front of you go in, you are more inclined to do the same. Nitrogash should get those two drivers, even though they're on the safety car position. Nitrogas should get 2 places here, but only 2 stops in this safety car period. Bit of a surprise, but yeah. Burmeister says difficult to stay out. He would stay out. Coolstein and Ginger should stay out, says Rents. And I think they did. They all did what he said.
Tadeli got to get rid of his penalty on the safety car.
Oh, nice. Okay. But yeah, we've got Kuipers, Cool and Ben Roberts, whose 3-second penalties will be effectively kind of doubled their effect now that we restart from, you know, virtually sort of 3 or 4 tenths of a second gaps.
Steele, I think he has damage. 10 lap all hards. Ben Roberts isn't suffering as much as he is, but Steele seems to be going wide at every corner.
Well, the problem with the hard tyres, especially under the safety car Delta, is you just can't keep them warm.
That is true. They do go quite low on the temperature, around 75
but it's going to be thrilling to watch places 9, 10, 11 and 12 who are on new soft tyres tackle the places 7th and 8th on the hard tyres for the first few laps after this restart. We've got 5 complete racing laps to go. Whether they'll be at racing speed is another matter. We'll see when the safety car decides to come in. There's a long gap at the rear of the field at the moment. think we're definitely going around for another one though, Lightning, so we will perhaps go down to 4 racing laps to finish this one.
Yeah, Eric trying to catch back up to the grid after his front wing loss.
Yeah, Simon Palmer saying he's absolutely gutted, had so much pace but he was stuck behind those 2 cars, Ginger Tiger and Turek. Yeah, it must be really gutting when you've put in all that work.
Yeah, lots of consistent laps, but sometimes your concentration fades. And Max was saying yesterday that it's quite late at night for a lot of these drivers. So
yeah, Central Europe, absolutely. Although he went a bit further and said the only reason Ham won was because it was before breakfast, and he was in Brazil. It
wasn't before breakfast. It's only 3 hours difference.
Well, I mean, Helm goes to work straight after the race, so it's clearly early enough in his sort of cycle to be able to do it.
A late night job.
Yeah.
Bag robber. No.
I tell you, I wouldn't mind him in the driver's seat for a getaway vehicle if I was robbing a bank.
He's incredibly fast. He's incredibly fast.
Yeah. Well, we have had quite the drama tonight. Several cars taking themselves or others out of this race. It doesn't look like Steele's going to score a lot of points, and I imagine it'll be less after the event. But Simon Palmer, Joe Hamster, each having their issues. Joe Hamster, his spin causing Rusman to get damage and move down the order. Nitrogash having a strange night out there for our championship leader. Frankly, down in P9 at the moment, hasn't really benefited a great deal from anybody else's incidents. He's moved up 3 places, but it's not dramatic. He'll have soft tyres to take this one to the end, and he's got hard runners directly in front of him. The penalties will come into play as well. That's the task number 1 for any of the drivers, 8th downwards, is to race without penalties. And Ginger Tiger's got to close right up to the back of Tirac here, because Smoke hasn't really held the field up very much yet, and the safety car is only just going into the pits. The field has got very close. Smoke, I think, has gone now, but Ginger Tiger with an amazing run on Tirac might be able to get himself up onto the podium here, up onto P2 I should say, and he goes towards down the inside. They go even into the first corner, and Ginger Tiger Tirac is going to hold on. He gets the inside line to the next corner, uses the curb. Ginger Tiger forced to the curb on turn 4, and we know that that's dangerous, as it looks like Kuiper's getting cool behind, and Mr. Steen very close behind them, and it's nose to tail, 3rd downwards, Lightning.
Oh no, Nitro and Russ. Oh my god, huge crash between Russman and Ben Roberts and Steele. Nitro also involved in that crash, I believe. He has no front wing whatsoever, so that was a 4-person crash there. No front wing for either Nitro or Steele.
Ben Roberts, Rusman, Steele involved in a big moment. Did you have any picture on blame in that call?
I didn't see it. I did not see it. But all I saw was their names going down the order. But that is a heartbreak from McLaren for the 2nd race in a row. Still going to get points though. Everybody's going to get points, in fact.
Yes, that's true. The survivors of this Suzuka will manage to get there.
Huge glitch there for Tyre. He went inside the track. That's a bit confusing, but everything underneath seems alright. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are still green flag racing. It's lap 24.
How is it green flag after that?
I don't understand. Unless we just reach the tolerance point on the safety car, or Bernd Mailander has taken his seatbelts off, thinking it was the end of the race. But we won't get one now in these 2 remaining laps. It's Smoke Tirac, Ginger Tiger, Kuipers, Cool Mr. Steen and Eric Pancakes, your top 7, and they are very close 3rd, all the way down to 9th, as Nitro and Steele pit now. Nothing to lose here, just the opportunity to put new tyres on and go with a repaired car for fastest lap and try and sneak that extra point. Currently, fastest lap lies with the leader, Smoke, on a 1:31.7. Well within reach, though, of a car on fresh tyres. So we'll keep an eye on race control for those announcements. So all the hard tyre runners have pitted. Eric Pancakes is the lead soft runner believe it or not, even though they're the oldest softs on the field, in P7, I don't think he's going to have a lot of an overlap in terms of grip to fight with Mr. Steen up ahead. And yeah, it looks like just Kuipers and Cool on those 3-second penalties.
That sequence between Tyra and Ginger on the first lap on the safety car restart was seriously fabulous. I really enjoyed that racing.
I wonder though whether it actually had a contributory factor to our accident that happened further down the field, because cars would have been slightly hampered coming through the S's watching those two side by side.
Possibly because it could have caused a bottleneck of sorts, and some earlier braking than expected. That could have been the cause of the crash, or maybe some hitting the curbs like we saw Joe Hamster do.
Yeah, you're just slightly unsighted when cars are running side by side through these S's, and also the tyres are starting to drop off at this stage of the race. Of course, the majority of the field chose not to pit, and oddly enough, it was the majority of the drivers who did pit who ended up in an accident.
Tyra, on those hard tyres, seems to have much more grip than these mediums at the moment, so he's putting Smoke under pressure. Ginger, that was his only chance of overtaking Tyra there, because he's now 2.5 seconds back.
Looks like Cool's made a mistake as Mr. Steen sneaks at the inside, gets the inside curb and the hairpin, spins himself round 90 degrees, and now Cool and Tadelli will fight side by side through the approach to Spoon.
That was without doubt Eric Pancake's fault. He went for a huge dive there, I think.
Another Red Bull incident tonight. Looks like Tirak's advancing manoeuvres might have been more to do with Smoke backing off, or maybe having a harvesting lap here, Lightning. He might be going for fastest lap on this final one.
That's a good point. It went from half a tenth now to 1.1 seconds, so no DRS for Tyra.
Rents, I think, is saying that you and I are odd folk. Well, I mean, that's why they pay us the big bucks. Yeah, and he says this is why he doesn't predict a winner. Again, fair enough. But Lightning did say Smoke from the off, so
yeah. Well, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. It's the last lap.
Absolutely. Final lap. I can't believe we're here already. Smoke 1.3 seconds in front of Tirak from Ginger, Tiger and Kuipers. Mr. Steen,
what a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do think there'll be a very large asterisk against his name at the end of this one.
2.5 tenths up on the really old tyres. Nitro getting that fast lap as you predicted.
Yeah, so I wonder if Smoke will fight that one now. Is he on a hot lap to finish this this race out? It could well be a Ferrari 1-2. Harry says it's a fun race to watch. I'm pleased about that. But yeah, the drivers have put on plenty of entertainment here tonight. Cool 132 right behind Mr. Steen. But it looks like Tirak with just one braking zone left to go. Smoke with just one braking zone left to go in the race. Let's see what he's got in terms of a challenge for fastest lap. He's pulled the gap out to 2.1 seconds. It was never really in doubt after that first incident, but Smoke takes the win on track without any kind of argument this week. Smoke wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Ginger Tiger gets Tirak.
P3, yeah, it's a glitch that happens sometimes.
Yeah, so I think P2 should be Tirak from Ginger Tiger. Mr. Steen with P4, though we have our doubts about whether that will stick. Tadelli 5th, Kuipers 6th, Cool in 7th. Eric Pancakes, a beleaguered Red Bull team, probably quite happy with 8th place at the end of this one. It looks like our leader did not get fastest lap at the end of the race. That still sits with Nitrogash. I don't know if anyone's going to beat that. And he crosses the line now to take P9, and it's just Steele left on track, Lightning, and that was quite the dramatic Grand Prix.
That was seriously fun. I don't think that they'll be happy with me saying this, but F2 was a bit more fun than F1.
Yes, less large gaps. Tadelli gets driver of the day from Anthony Davidson. Do you concur?
Dwayne, he did mess up qualifying, but he didn't make a mistake in the race. So That's pretty fair.
It's a pretty simple algorithm that sorts out who gets the official drive of the day. We do take more into account than places gained, especially when we've had so many casualties in a race tonight. But several drivers managed to survive that one, not only without spinning, but also without a penalty, and that takes extra respect. But Lightning, if you'd be so good as to run us through the finishing order.
Currently, I have a blank screen. Okay. Here we go. Smoke FX finally gets his well-deserved win, this time for real, followed by Ginger Tiger in the Aston Martin. Tyra actually gets P2. That's a glitch from the game. Ginger Tiger in P3. Mrs. Steen in the Williams come back after that interesting second lap from pole position. He then went to last with the crash, now P4. Tidelli in P5, good comeback. Nat Haas, 15th to 5th. Kuipers, very consistent, stayed more or less where he finished. Cool in the Alfa Romeo in P7, followed by Eric Pancakes in the Red Bull. Nitro Gas, our championship leader, only 3 points. P9 yet again, not looking very good for him. Steele finishing out the points. DNF, we have Russman, Ben Roberts, Simon Palmer, Joe Hamster, and Ivan Belov, who retired on the second lap. Very, very interesting race, very fun.
Yeah, we had a good one. We had a really good one. We'll try and get you a chat with a driver or two if we can. We're reading Smoke FX44, Tirak 05, and Ginger Tiger 52 as our podium, if we might have an attempt to get hold of the guys. So stick around if possible. There's time to like the video. You've not all done it yet, which is disappointing, but do so if you can for us, and stick around to see if you can. If you've got a question for one of our podium runners, type it in the live chat as well. We
have our winner in the interviews.
Ah, fantastic. Smoke and a Ginger Tiger Tirak, if you're joining us slowly but surely, do just check your broadcast audio setting is set to share. And just while you do that, I will say a big thank you to our sponsors, Nelka Hall Hotel Golf and Country Club, to GT Omega Race Seats and Wheel Stands, Gridfinder.com, and Driver 61. And Smoke, a big congratulations to you. You've got the win, and I don't think it's in doubt this week.
Thank you very much. No, it wasn't in doubt, but by no means was it a comfortable win.
No.
My teammate had me, kept me honest all race.
Excellent. Well, very well done. A good congratulations. What was your view? Let me just ask you this one. What was your view on the incident between Mr. Steen and Ivan Belov on lap 2?
By the looks of it, it happened so quick. So Steen had a bit of a dodgy exit coming out of the hairpin, and Ivan got a good drive out, got down the inside of him, and it was just Ivan's front wheel hooked onto Steen's rear wheel, and neither one of them could shake each other, so it was a case of, it was just going to end bad straight away, so I backed off.
Yeah, but a hairy moment. Was it Cobe Brown in the Smoke cockpit?
No, I saw where the car was landing, so I just stayed to the right and just let him drive past.
Awesome.
Hello, guys.
Tirak, just mute your mic for a second for us, because it's a lot of background noise, and we'll come to you in a second. Thanks, mate. Smoke, what about the rest of the race? It looked like you were managing the gap. You were relatively comfortable. Is that how it felt to you?
I was trying to manage the gap. Yeah. I saw Tirak on the hard compound, and I thought I should be able to pull away quite quickly, and for some other reason he didn't. He just stayed with me.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it. I'm impressed, and I'm quite glad he got on the podium for that, because that was an amazing drive. But yeah, managing that gap, and I thought I had it sealed, and then that late safety car came out, and the dilemma hit then was, do I stop or do I do a Zandvoort and stay out? So I chose the second option.
It looked like a lot of drivers stayed out. In fact, the majority of the cars that pitted for fresh tyres were involved in a crash into the first part of the S's. But yeah, you were in two minds about that. It looked like as well at the end maybe you were launching an attempt at a fastest lap to finish the race.
Well, on the very last lap.
Yep.
No, I just had like 25% ERS.
Okay, you had
no point keeping it. Might as well use it.
Okay, cool. Because Tirac got quite close behind, and then you just seemed to stretch away from him. But yeah, it looked like maybe you were going for it. But Nitrogash got the fastest lap in the end, and it will count. But congrats, Smoke. I say no argument over this win tonight. There'll be some stewards' inquiries about other driving that occurred, but as far as you're concerned, that should be lead of the championship. I would have thought by now.
Really? I haven't looked at the championship, so.
Okay, well you went
Nitro,
into it P8, but with maybe I'm a little bit premature there.
Okay.
My apologies.
6 points off. I think 6 points off.
6 points, yeah. So 6 points is not bad. So
No.
Certainly building to some good form. It's Azerbaijan next. How do you feel about that?
I do like Baku. It's a good circuit. A lot of jeopardy. I can't even say that word now. Anything go wrong, you're right by the walls. Yeah, it's just going to be a case of the racecraft between every driver is just going to have to be perfect, because judging from what I could see on the mini map, everybody was really close today, so I'm expecting the same thing next week.
Thank you very much. Awesome stuff. Congrats. And just a single word answer here. Rents asks, are your sights already on the F1 tier next season?
No.
Okay, thank you. GG, well done, Smoke, and congrats.
Cheers,
we'll go to Tirac next. Tirac, looks like, as far as we're concerned, you picked up the second place there. Just a little glitch, but congratulations. And how close did you come to challenging for the win?
Yeah, if I would have bid it for mediums, I could have challenged, but those hards were a little bit tricky to drive with.
Yeah. Looked like, were they running out of grip right at the end, or were you still? Did you still have plenty?
No, they came alive at the end, but in the beginning they were a little bit like, I think they were cold or something. But yeah, thankfully after the glitch, I was kicked out of the lobby, but came back and found myself second. I don't know how.
It was a great race. It was a lot of fun. How much of the drama did you see in your mirrors, or were you just kind of focusing ahead?
Yeah, I was just being pushed by Ginger Tiger all the race, mate. He was behind me. I was pushing every lap, trying to keep the distance. But thankfully, I had a setup that was a little bit good for the first sector. I could have pushed there and keep a gap to Ginger Tiger.
Excellent stuff. Well, congrats. A Ferrari won too. We haven't seen that for many years on track. Are we saying your name right by calling you Tirac, or would you prefer
Chirac?
Chirac. Okay,
Yeah.
Chirac. We'll try and remember that.
Thank you, mate.
Well, congrats and well done. And hopefully you can build on this for another podium soon, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, mate. See you guys later.
Cheers, Tirac. Thanks a lot. Ginger Tiger, did you join us?
I did.
You did indeed. Excellent stuff. You're reading second. We think third overall, but a very hard-fought race out there.
Yeah, my car was awful to drive. It was like wrestling a bull all the way around. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, I was just glad. Firstly, can I say well done to Smoke and Tirax. Great race with the two Ferraris. And Smoke, you can keep this first place this time.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Are you sure you can't think of something to complain about?
No, I'm pretty positive actually. I mean, even the PlayStation was trying to give me second, so you know, you never know.
True. It's a fix. It's a fix.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a really tough track, and if you haven't got the right setup, and I definitely didn't have the right setup. I just got lucky today that I could. When it was sort of straight line speed, I could sort of keep ahead of the rest. But in the twisty bits, I just couldn't do anything really at all. The car was a handful, so I got sort of lucky today, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you've got to take the results when they come. But yeah, how much of a focus were you on Tirac in front, and how much in your mirrors behind?
Mainly behind, to be honest. That's the honest truth. The speed he had in that Ferrari down there. I even had my DRS open, my ERS on full. I couldn't even overtake him then, so I was more concerned what was happening behind. But after the second safety car, I was concerned until I saw the penalties that some of the guys had behind me. So I thought to myself, just keep it steady. If an opportunity comes, it comes. If not, I've just got to stay where I am, and I know I've got 2-3 second buffers behind me. So
yeah, well, another podium for you. That's obviously great result for the championship bid. I know it's only round 4, but we go to Azerbaijan next. How are you preparing for that? How do you feel about it?
I think it's close your eyes and see how fast you can go, really, isn't it, down that track, and then open them at the end. No, I'll have a look at this week. I always prepare on a Friday and have a look at what's coming up next. But I think I've got a reasonable setup for Azerbaijan, but we'll see. You never know, because it might rain and ruin everything.
Yeah, it's quite possible. But yeah, take the results when they come, and GG's today. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ginger Tiger. Well, Lightning, you sticking with your driver of the day selection at this stage?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure, to be honest. There was lots of good drives. I don't know who to choose.
There were. We did have a lot of strong ones. Tadeli did pick up the official one. I think you tended to agree with that, and he's waving the Ukrainian flag as well. So we'll lean in his favour as well. But yeah, another good race, another excellent F2 is done and dusted. If you've subscribed to the channel, you'll see F3 tomorrow. You'll see PC1 tomorrow, followed by Realistic Performance on Thursday. And, of course, join Lightning and I this time next week, one day beforehand for F1. But from everybody, myself, Webbo, from Lightning, and from all at Invictus Racing, we will catch you on the next race day.